Coming up, a review of Experimentum Crucis from Etat Libe D'Orange, another shocker. Ooh. Welcome back, everybody. This is Joel the Nose, and today I'm going to be starting a new series, and I'm taking a cue or a lead from, for those of you who have gone to church or mass or synagogue, you may have noticed sometimes the priest or the pastor, the rabbi, over the course of a month or two may do a series rather than haphazardly doing different sermons or homilies or whatever, or even lectures in class or your university. You know, you go through a series where it is over a course of a month or two, you do one particular book. So what I'm going to do is, based on my review that I did the other day on the house, the French niche house, Etat Libe D'Orange, I did the Secretions Magnifique. I'll put up the card here, which is, you know, the super controversial sex, blood, sweat, tears, all kinds of milk, blood. Anyways, after reviewing that and talking to Maurice at Osme, I really kind of fell in love with this house. I love what they do. They push the limits of fragrance. They turn it to an art form, much like modern or abstract art. It's just pushing the limits of the art form, and that's what they're doing. I've also reviewed previously, I'll put up a card here, of She Was an Anomaly, which is a fragrance created by artificial intelligence. So just very cool stuff what they're doing. So having said that, I'm now going to start a series on Etat Libe D'Orange. I'm going to review a bunch of their fragrances over the next few weeks or month, rather than haphazardly jump around a bunch of different bottles. I'll still be doing other things, but for the most part, I'm going to be doing a series now focused on this house. And for those of you who want to learn more about it, I think you'll find this very interesting. So the first fragrance I'm starting off here, and this is the brand new 2019 release, and it's called Experimentum Crucis. Cool concept here. This is based on Isaac Newton's theory, and this theory was called the crucial experience. And basically this is a theory based on white light and whether there are colors from the rainbow. And basically his theory found out that actually white light is full of all kinds of other colors of the rainbow. It's basically how we perceive it. So that's what they've done with this fragrance. They've tried to create something that has all these different kind of colors coming through it based on what you perceive. It could be different. And you may have seen recently, I like to look at the house and what they're trying to do with the fragrance. So let me read to you what they were trying to do with this fragrance here. What they said is, imagine instead of Newton sitting under an apple tree and an apple falling on his head where he discovered gravity, he's sitting under a rose bush and a lush rose falls on his head, not an apple. Very cool. So obviously what they're going here for is a big rose fragrance, at least how I interpret it, with light and rainbow colors, different coming in from this crucial experience theory. So, again, this is a unisex chypre fragrance, also floral, fruity. It's an eau de parfum. It was created by Quentin Bisch. He's the perfumer or the nose. He's done a bunch of stuff. He's done Jean-Paul Gaultier's La Male Essence de Parfum just recently. He's done stuff for Mugler. Interestingly, I think the crucial thing he's done was he did Delina from Parfums de Marly, and I definitely get a Delina feel in this one. So, you know, it's not a clone by any means, but I can see the DNA, and it made sense to me when I saw that he created Delina. So very cool. 100 ml bottle retails for about $225. Now, what you'll see here is most of their fragrances not only have 100 ml, but also do 50 ml bottles, which you can get typically for $90 retail. This one's more expensive, and typically their 100 milliliter bottles retail at about usually around $149. This is $225, so it's more expensive than almost all their other fragrances. Jojo, my dog, is squeezing one of his toys here. Jojo, go on out. All right. At the top, you have apple, lychee, and cumin. At the heart, you have honey, jasmine, and rose. And at the base, you have Akigalawood. Now, this is a proprietary, raw material that is actually brought out or distilled or cut from Patchouli. And it is got a woody, spicy, floral smell. And it's actually it was created by Jasmine. So this is something that only they can use. And you also have musk and then regular patchouli at the base. So very cool thing here going on here. Let me get right into it. Just to let you know what I did is I smelled it at the store about an hour ago. I sprayed it on the strip. And I sprayed it on my hand, inside of my arm, both arms, and on my neck, because I wanted to wait in about an hour and a half or so to start to get the base notes and the dry down. So here we go. Let me go right to the smell. I'll go first to the strip. Okay, very beautiful. I would say the opening lends a little bit more feminine, but not really. Just a tiny bit because the rose. Rose to me always is more feminine, but this is very unisex. And what I'll note a big difference here. So on the strip, it comes across a little bit more rose. Now if I go to my hand, and here, okay, it's definitely, the rose is coming out. This is definitely a rose-dominated top, but you also get the cumin because I'm getting a little bit of kind of spiciness there. I'm also getting a much more woody element. So that woody element from the base is coming through right at the top. I don't really get that as much on the strip. Another reason why you can't buy just from smelling strips in the stores. You got to wear it and smell it. I like it because it makes it much more masculine on my skin, and that's what you always say, that's why stuff is unisex, because when you actually put it on your skin, it can be very different from what you smell in the paper. It's very light. When I say light, not light smelling, but light, I think what they were talking about, going here with this kind of rainbow and this Newton's theory, it's kind of like, it just seems like penetrating light, like just bright. You got this rose, you've got this little sharpness and edge to it, which I think is coming from the cumin again. Picture almost like that sharpness, like the thorn of a rose pricking your skin. I love what they've done here. I'm also getting a slight bit of apple, which is listed as one of the top notes. I love apple in fragrance. For example, I love it in Habdan from Parfums de Marly, but this doesn't smell anything like that, but just kind of giving that comparison. I also like how the apple is an ode to Newton with the apple tree. So again, a lot going on here. This is very complex, guys. It's slightly powdery, which is for me the jasmine, because jasmine always comes to me as slightly powdery. And again, that woodiness is coming through. And it all just kind of oozes on my skin. I love how this is on my skin. And it's just oozing almost like honey dripping. And obviously honey is one of the heart notes. But it's not cloying. The rose, the honey, all that's not cloying. It's just all, I don't know, just melding very perfectly. And this has been on my skin now for an hour and a half, so it's already in the dry down. So there you have it, guys. That's my first impression. I'm going to wear this a bunch, and I'll probably eventually do a full review once it dries down. The dry down, to me, again, it's going to be patchouli and musk. So I don't think, there's going to be a lot to talk about patchouli and musk. The first impression to me was more interesting here because of the unique top and mid notes and everything that's going on. In the end, I will say they achieved what they were going for, this kind of Newton-esque apple, rose bush, with light and rainbow colors. I think they really achieved it. I think this is a super unique, cool fragrance, guys. Get your nose on it if you can. Try it. It's brand new. It's going to be something I think that's probably going to do very well for this house. I think it can be worn very well, male or female. So if you've tried it or you haven't, you have some comments, please leave them below. I'd love to hear. If you haven't already subscribed, guys, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate that. Santa will bring you more gifts. This is Joel the Nose. Thank you all again for taking your precious time to watch this video. I hope you learned something today and found this valuable. I'll see you guys